All right, you guys, on this episode of Reignited, the Chrysler 300 is done and it is awesome. All right, guys, so as I mentioned, this time around, we're going to be doing an altitude adjustment on this 300. It sits up way too high. The wheel gap is just gigantic. And while we are going to a larger wheel size, I still think it's going to look best if we drop it down just a little bit. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with the drop. And in fact, I'm using springs that are specifically supplied by Mopar to drop the vehicle 1 inch all the way around. Let me show you what we got. So as you can see, quite literally, this is just a spring kit. There's no extra hardware, no nothing. These just are a direct replacement for what's already in the vehicle. Let's get that thing up in the air and get those springs out of there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start with the front suspension. And the first thing we wanna do before we get this thing up in the air is pop these covers off and remove the nuts that hold the top of the strut assembly in place. These just pop off of here, a little pry bar, boop, pop them off. Then you have access to the nuts. All right, now we can get this thing up in the air. All right, I'm looking at the front spring assembly to figure out how best to take it out of the vehicle. I think what I'm going to start with is removing the upper control arm bolt, and that'll allow this whole assembly to drop down. Maybe it'll drop it down far enough to get the strut assembly out of there. If not, we'll have to continue disassembly. Let's get it started. There it goes. Sometimes if you're having difficulty getting these things off, just hitting around the tapered edge isn't enough to knock them loose like it was in this case. I went ahead and threaded the nut back on 3/4 of the way and then gave it some taps on the bottom here. Be very careful doing that. You never want to go too hard on the nut itself. It's much too easy to crush the end of it or flare the end or destroy the threads. So if you are going to make this attempt, like I said, light taps only, but fortunately in this case it worked. Okay, that dropped down pretty good. So it looks like the next thing we're gonna undo here is the bolt for the lower strut mount. It looks like the nut is tacked on the other side, so we shouldn't have to use a wrench. We'll just stick a gun on there and unbolt her. All right, the next thing we wanna undo here is our sway bar end link nut. Hopefully this one will not spin, because when these spin, they are a huge pain. Nope, she spun. All right, your best option when these things spin is to get a set of channel locking pliers to the back side of it and try to hold it in place and then undo it. Sometimes these end links will have flat bits on the sides and the back so that you can actually slip a wrench on them. This one does not, it's just round all the way around. So we'll try the plier method and hope that works. All right, success. Well, it turns out that was enough to get the strut assemblies out, so really not that hard. You have the 3 bolts at the top, the 1 pinch bolt at the bottom, and the sway bar end link, and the whole thing just slipped right on out of there. All right, now let's get our spring compressor on here so we can get this thing compressed, get the top hat off, get these springs swapped over. So in this case, I'm going to be rocking it just like you guys. I've got my really high dollar Harbor Freight spring compressor assembly here. I've used it before, seems to work okay, so we're gonna do it again. All right, so the shaft is spinning in here, so it won't undo the bolt, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and grab onto the end of this taper and then unbolt it. All right, I'm only sweating profusely. All right, so with a little bit of application of brute force using a plastic mallet there, we separated the hat from the spring itself. Now it's time to swap over to our new springs, which I believe are these guys here. And we'll test them out. Well, I certainly hope that's going to give us a 1-inch drop. That seems quite a bit shorter. But hey, let's throw it in and find out. From experience in the past, a lot of times these springs are so much shorter that you won't even have to really compress them all that much to make them fit on the hat. So we're on the strut assembly. So let's slip this one over and kind of see where we stand. Yeah, see already right there, we have enough to start the nut. Make sure when you do this that both in the hat here that your spring is seated in all the way, and then also in the bottom as well. You'll be able to notice exactly where the spring should stop here. So make sure those are both lined up top and bottom. All right, so that was a rookie move by me. As you saw, I went ahead and put it back together, tried to reinstall the strut assembly, only to realize that the upper hat assembly here, if you'll notice, the bolts are not equal distance from each other. Two are close together, one is farther away. That means that it only goes in one direction. Now this whole thing is under tension, so if you do not install it with the hat correctly lined up with the body assembly, you will not be able to install it. So now I get to take it back apart again because I wasn't thinking ahead. Hopefully you learn from my mistakes. So what I've decided here as far as putting this back together is it looks like this line between these two bolts here is the same plane as the side of the strut body where the bolt goes in. So I'm gonna line those up, tighten it down, and see if it goes in. I think we got ourselves a winner here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and tighten everything up here, move on to the other side. So there's our front suspension installed. Honestly, that was very, very simple, just pulling those struts out, swapping the springs over. Slight hiccup there with the alignment of them, but not a big deal. Got those lined up. They're both back in the car and tightened down. Now it's time to move on to the rear suspension. All right, I'm hoping for an even easier job on the rear of this thing. I'm hoping to just unbolt the shock and let the control arm droop down far enough that I can get the spring out of there. Hopefully that's the case. If not, I may have to remove the control arm itself. I really don't think so though. I think that we can unbolt the shock and drop it down far enough to get the spring out. Let's give it a shot. Wrong again. All right. So now it looks like this just got more complicated. I am definitely going to have to maybe remove the rear bolt for the control arm. Maybe I can get that back end to swing down enough to get the spring out of there without pulling all of these other arms off. Which I don't believe this rear arm, no, it doesn't look like the bottom arm has anything to do with camber control. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this link, put the screw jack here to help hold it. I will remove this link and drop it down and see what happens. All right, I'm gonna be dead honest, that was a little bit scary. I was kind of freaked out about that whole deal, but it worked. And I didn't have to take off all these link arms, which by experience I know are really a pain in the butt to get them all lined back up again. So that worked. Time to put in the other spring. All right, so when you slip the new spring in, again, make sure that your ends of your spring end up in the spring pockets like they're supposed to. There's one on top and bottom. And also, you know which way it's supposed to go. You can see the coils are spaced further apart here than they are here. So it's a progressive rate spring, and they're printed on them, so you know which way is up. So that's really nice. So the more wider spaced apart coils go to the bottom. Okay, rear springs are installed. Now what we've got to do is tighten the exhaust back up where we loosen it down and we're all done. All right, so our spring installation is complete. I haven't even seen the vehicle under its own weight yet, but there's one more thing we got to do to really bring this thing in to try to get the look that I'm after for it. So it's got these stock wheels, they're 18-inch chrome, and they're just not what we're after. So, how about this? We're gonna roll in with some 20-inch Hellcat styled wheels. This is from OE Wheel, and I've got a 245, 45, 20 tire on there. I think this is gonna complete the look. Let's put them on. All right, together, let's watch this thing come down for the first time. Yes, sir. The front looks great. The rear, I hope it drops a little bit more, but the front is perfect. All right, I'm gonna give you one quick shot of it outside, then I need to clean the entire car up so you can see the whole thing all together finished. Probably going to rub my front valence now. We'll go slow. Oh yeah, we're good. So let's go ahead and talk about the technical challenge of installing the lowering kit. You saw the video, you watched me put in new front springs, new rear springs. Now you do have to have the special tool as far as a spring compressor to do the springs in the front, but again, it's not very expensive to buy one of those tools, or you can even rent them from AutoZone or any of those other companies like that. They will let you rent them for a small fee. So is it something you can take on yourself? Absolutely. It's a little finicky, as you saw. It took some jockeying around, especially with those rear springs. But on a technical scale, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 for installation. So if you watched the video and you thought that that was something that you could take on yourself, absolutely, it's not that tricky. So that's it, guys. That's a wrap on our Chrysler 300C project. The Hemi engine is running like it should. We got the thing dropped on low profile tires, some nice wheels and exhaust on there. We didn't do crazy modifications. We kept things fairly simple, but overall, I'm really, really glad with how this car came out. It's exactly what I was envisioning for it. Like I said, just a cool street cruiser, nothing crazy, but I think it really transformed the look with the lowering the wheels and tires on there. And I think the sound is really on point now where it should be too. We had it all cleaned up and detailed. She's looking fresh. I don't know about you guys. I really like this thing, but let me know what you think down in the comments. What do you think of the car? How did it turn out? And what kind of vehicle should we do next? We'll see you next time on Reignited. Go kill yourself, please.